everyone, welcome to my studio. I am going to do a couple pages in my Nomad book. Last night I was sitting in bed and sorting through some images and just kind of looking through here, and I found a place for one of the ones that I had set aside. I'm pretty sure I showed it to you whenever I was flipping through some of the things in my last video, but it's the girl surrounded by a bunch of books, but I found a place for it, and I had finished my collage a day that I've been doing in my little log and jotter, and had gathered all my things back out and was looking through them again and kind of started flipping through my book, and things with this page are wanting to start falling together. So I thought this would be a good time to go ahead and turn on the camera so that we can do these pages together. So I'm going to go ahead and move you up there so you can look down here, and we'll get started. Okay, so last night I got in bed and I was going to work on the video, editing the video for these cards. I made all of these cards yesterday, and I did record the process, and I thought, you know, it's evening and that'd be kind of relaxing, and I'll just sit here and edit all of the video from that, which I started looking at it, and because I just don't turn the camera off whenever I'm doing these, I just let it run, and oh gosh, I think it was about 2.5 hours worth of footage. And so I thought, you know, I'm not in the mood to do that right now. So I set that to the side, and I grabbed my stack, my tray here that I've got a whole bunch of images on now. I grabbed that and my book, and I thought I'll just kind of sit here and start seeing if I can get some of these floral images that I had pulled out and tuck them into my book a little bit. And so I started doing that a bit, and there was just so many of them, and the more and more as I started kind of looking at the images and flipping through my book, I realized that I need to sort these somehow. They are sorted by, like, these are all florals. The rest of it is just a bunch of random things that I have pulled out from other places, and that's all mixed up, and it's by not having them organized, somehow it's slowing me down a lot. And I thought, okay, how I work and how I choose things mostly is by color. Almost everything in my studio as far as supplies go is organized by color. All of my embellishments are organized by color. All my collage papers that I have, the printed digital collage sheets and things like that, all of that is organized by color. All of my collage pages that I have collected over the years, they're all organized by a category, by if it's people, if it's jewelry and watches, floral, indoors and outdoors objects, things like that. I have them organized, and this isn't organized, and it's starting to mess with me a lot. So I stopped doing that and sat and put the florals together by color. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is put probably have a file folder for each color of image, and then I'll have one for like objects or indoors, outdoors, and then one for people. And I think that will help me a lot, just as far as being able to find what I want instead of spending so much time flipping through things and looking for things. So that was the first thing that I did last night. But then as I was sitting there, I did tuck in a couple of things. I landed on this page, and while I was working on this last night, I realized that, well, I just had my twinkle lights on my curtain twinkle lights on, and I actually thought that this was all black. So I was kind of surprised this morning when I opened my book up to see that this is navy blue. But I had started just kind of placing these down, and this is whenever I really started to realize that it would be really helpful for me if I was organizing my things by color, and for sure for people. But then way back here, well, and this whole time I was kind of going through the book, actually almost page by page, looking for a place to put this picture here. And every page that I found where I felt like it would work, it was on this side, and I didn't want it on this side. I wanted it on this side because the image is so heavy with all the books on this side, and then it kind of goes this way with the girl sitting here. I wanted this page to be on this side of the book. So I started getting a little frustrated because I couldn't find anything. And then lo and behold, back here, almost about halfway through, I stumbled upon this page right here. And I was surprised because it really wasn't what I was looking for as far as to put it on. But when I placed it on here, I realized that the books, the stack of books, line up kind of neat with the shutter doors here. So I think that is where we're going to put this page. And I also like how if I have this over a little bit, you can see some of the yellow here from the flowers on this side. So I'm thinking we're going to put that there. And then while I was looking through other things, I had found both of these images, and I thought that those might be kind of nice, and it kind of ties it all in with the books. Here's the quote that I had pulled out that I think I had found the quote actually first, and then whenever I found the picture of the books, I knew that these needed to go together. So that will go with that. But also while I was going through all of my things, and I was still out of the bottom of this tray here, just kind of flipping through, and I had found this and pulled this out. And I thought, well, that's kind of neat. And then it was gray and kind of went with the colors of this. And then I kind of found this picture and just set it on there, and it sits on there just perfect. So then today, while I was looking at things, and this again here, I thought, you know, I actually think I like this better down here more than I do these. So that's when I thought, okay, I need to go get the camera and turn the camera on, because this is turning into what it's going to be. I'm kind of leaning towards finding a word and placing a word over where it says local. This is actually from Edible Omaha magazine, just one of our local magazines. That was a free magazine that I picked up somewhere, probably at Whole Foods or something like that. But that is how this one is going to be. Also, one of the ones that I picked out last night that's really wanting to be put in here is this door, and I don't know if I should try to find a place for it in here, or as I was looking through here, I thought that it might be kind of neat to actually put it here on the very last page, with just something about moving forward, or, you know, I think in my head when I see this and at the end of the book, it's almost like kind of leaving the world of this book and going through the door and going into the next journal. So I don't know if I might try to find some words or a quote or something along those lines to go with that. But that, I mean, I keep on thinking, well, maybe there'd be a really cool place for it in here, but it's telling me that it wants to be there. So I'm gonna set that there, and we'll see what happens with that. The other ones that were yelling at me yesterday last night was this, and this is part of the cover from a Flow magazine. And when I was looking through all of my images again this morning, whenever all of this kind of started going even farther, I first of all, there's a little bit of text here, and this had fallen out, and I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. I like that this is black and white on this, that's all colorful. But then I also found this, and this was kind of sitting over to this side, and I pulled this out and tossed it up here, and I started looking at it, and I thought, okay, those actually might fit together. And with a little bit of moving around, they do. I can attach this here with this here. And even though this is sideways now, because the little, oh goodness, the little cups for the Ferris wheel, the people holders, I don't know what they're called. I know that I am terrified of riding in a Ferris wheel, and you can't get me up in one of those. And the last time I was in one, it was not a good situation. But I really like how I'm able to put those together, and then I still think I might place that image there. This is the other part of the, I think this might have been part of the inside of the cover from Flow, so I don't know if maybe I'll end up using both, but let's see if we can find something real quick, and then I'll get busy on this page. I don't know if I, you know, put one on one side and one on the other, if that would work. I'd probably end up doing something like that. I also had found this strip of paper that might be used somehow. So this is another just little bit of something that seems to be starting to come together. Oh, this actually might be kind of cool, because look at that. And there's green up there. Let's see what happens here. I need to trim this down so that all this white is not on this. This is exactly why I wanted to turn on the camera, and why I've kind of felt like I need to have it on the ready to go, because these pages, once they just kind of start falling together, and I don't want to miss out on that. But I think that might be something. I don't know if I'd use this or not. Kind of maybe not. I don't know. Well, all right, I'm gonna leave that there. We'll leave that tucked in there. I for sure think that is where that's throwing me off. I think it needs to maybe just be just like that. Okay, I'm gonna let that one sit. I think that we found a place for it for sure. The other thing that we could do would be, which I don't think that would work if I did it on this side. Now I don't remember how I had this. Did I have it over here? I had it over here. Then the cups are upside down. Well, they're still the same. It's just, okay. I don't know. Okay, well, we'll let that one sit and we will move on. I'm looking at it in the, actually it might do better on this one, this side, because that's going that way, that's, okay, all right, let's leave that and we'll go back to book pages and see what goes on with this. I'm gonna trim the extra off of here because we don't need all of this on here. This quote is from Bella Grace magazine, winter 2016. I had been treasuring my Bella Grace magazines for years, and I finally started cutting into them, and when I did, that was the best decision that I ever made. I know they're expensive, and that was one of the reasons why it was hard for me to cut into them, because they were so expensive. And then I actually got to the point to where I wanted to use the images out of it so bad, and so then I started buying 2 of each issue that came out. I actually bought 2, and that's how, then that was how I justified being able to use the images out of the magazine. Was I was buying one to keep and to save because they were so pretty, and then I bought a separate one to cut my images from, and that's how I told myself it was okay for a while. And then I realized that that was the most ridiculous thing in the world for me to be doing, was spending $40 on 2 magazines every few months. And I thought, okay, what's going to give me more joy? Is it going to be actually using the images out of these magazines, because I was absolutely loving what I was able to create with them? So was that bringing me more joy, or was it better to be spending all that money on them and having them basically sitting on my under my coffee table collecting dust? Because that's what they were doing. I was just sitting in there and they were collecting dust, and that was it. So I thought, this is absolutely ridiculous. I can't do this anymore. So I stopped buying 2, and I get my X-Acto knife out, and I get my plastic ruler, and I cut the binding off of them and use almost every single bit of image from each of those magazines. So there's that. I still think I want a word there. I like how there's yellow. The table legs are yellow, which that might have been another reason why I didn't cut the top of this. That might be another reason why I was drawn to using this. This one is crooked. It is crooked. Let's see if I can get this straight. Without my little cutter here is really old, and my blade is really dull. I have a bigger one and I could be using it, but I guess I'm just not gonna right now. I think that's much better. Alright, I don't want to cut any more off of that. I'm trying to decide if I want to tuck something yellow, more yellow, over on this side. And actually we can look quickly, because I've got my florals divided by color now, but I think these are all kind of big. So I don't know if there's going to be anything really that would work. even sure if I still haven't even decided 100% if I want to put something there, unless I used one of these. I have several floral books where I could probably find something, but alright, well I think I'll pause for a minute. I'm going to cut these out and we'll go from there. Okay, so I cut out these from that card. There's a little bug there. I'm gonna have to make sure I cover that up because I don't want a bug on there right now. And I'm gonna cut these apart. I think I'll put one on each side. One of them's more clear than the other, so I'll probably put this one on this side because this one is more in focus than this one. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very subtle, but they are a bit different. I kind of feel like this one would be better on that side. So let's go ahead and get this piece down. Where's my... And I'm still think I'm going to put a word on here. I just don't know what. So I did get out one of my... I like using, let me do this first, because this is kind of noisy. Okay, so I want to line this up with the books over here. And I'm watching this. There's a bit of white. I kind of would rather that be not there. So I'm just making sure there's the bottom of this table here that I want to be sure I get covered up. I'm not concerned about this side because it's going to work either way, so I'm keeping my eye over what's going on here because I for sure want to cover up that little bit and I don't want any white on the side. And I have, all my years of doing magazine collage, at the very beginning, just trying to have my images smooth, especially with using glue stick. It's a lot more difficult to get your image down smooth. But I like rubbing it with just, and this one's filthy because I've had it forever, but this is just a baby washcloth. So it's just a nice soft piece of fabric. Works great for just smoothing down your image and making sure that it's down really well. You could use you know, a cut up piece of a nice soft t-shirt, just anything like that. It's in this book it's not as big of a deal since I'm just using mono adhesive, but when I do use a glue stick to glue down a big image, a lot of times you can get bubbles in there, and using one of these baby washcloths is perfect. And I have 5 children, so I have an abundance of baby washcloths, so that's just what I grabbed, what I use. So okay, so I got that down and that is cut. So let's just decide where we want to put this flower. Well, he's kind of cool. There's like a statue sitting there. And I don't want, actually, you know what? These flowers, the way that it was on the postcard, this is already straight on these edges, so I'm just going to line that up with the corner of this page since they're already cut perfectly. There. You know, and I think I might use some of the image that's going to be behind there. So let's I think I'm going to kind of do things a little bit backwards. I'm going to put, normally I would just put the flower down and I want to know where I'm going to have this. Alright, about right there. So I'm going to kind of cut some of this extra flower off and see if we can use some of it to tuck in around on the other side, over on this other side of the image. I'm not sure if there's going to be enough there or if I'm going to have a usable piece, but we'll see. Alright, let's cut this bit out. A lot of times with petals, you can kind of make your own. So even though this is underneath the flower that was more in focus, this bit of petal, I'm going to go ahead and kind of trim it to look like a petal. We'll see if that fits. Sometimes you can kind of rework it a little bit so that it does work and no one would even know any difference. If you kind of give it a little bit of rough edges like a real flower petal has, that helps. But I was able to just kind of take that and turn it from not looking like it was its own separate petals to giving it a little bit of new life there. So, and I still don't know if that's going to work. And it's this bottom piece that's, I can maybe put it down here. It's this one. This right here is not. Okay. And I do that often. I'll cut bits and pieces of petals and take them off and move them around to where it's kind of more where you need it to be. This one here is, I think, the problem. It's a little long, so I'm going to trim it down. And that one's got a little bit of yellow on it, the bright yellow from the other plant, the other flower, I mean. Alright. I don't know if I like that or not. Let's put this on this side and see if that changes things. I think that that's just not going to work. Let's go ahead and glue this down. If I decide to change it and tuck that in, I should still be able to lift it up and tuck it in if I change my mind. But I kind of feel like it's just not going to work there, so. And these Bella Grace pages, since they're so thick and my cutters kind of, the blades aren't that super sharp, it does leave a little bit of a ruffled, frayed edge, and I really don't mind that at all. This one. Okay. Actually, I might be able to cut, if I cut off part of this flower, it might work better over here on this other one, because we want to turn this one so that that bug is hidden. At least I want to turn this one so the bug is hidden. I guess, yeah, I don't really want to see the bug. I've been taking a lot of pictures in the field by my house and taking a lot of pictures of the bugs, and that's okay. But I don't feel like having a bug on this one right now. So now I once again, here, let's peel this up a little bit. I'm going to cut some of this off. So this one might actually do better. I do this a lot. It kind of helps get a little bit more use out of some of the image, because if you have something that you really like but you're only using part of it, if there's a nice bit of it covered back behind it, it's nice to just kind of cut that out so that you're able to still use all of what's there. Let's see. Might be able to put these two together and create one. That might happen. And I'm just going to cover over this text right here. See if I can peel this up. Yeah, I don't think I'm liking that. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I want to, but it's just not working, so I'm just I'm not gonna force it. I think there's plenty going on. It just doesn't want to be anywhere. But I will save this. I'll put this in my little tin, and that might make it into tomorrow's page that I'm doing, my page for every day. So, okay. So now I want to find something to cover up this. And I pulled some of these out. These are just some free little magazines that I pick up at Whole Foods. I really like using any sort of health-related magazine, or any magazine that is full of a lot of ads, because ads are always full of very descriptive words because they're trying to sell you their product. So, and if it's health-related, then there's always, for sure, you can find some good positive words to use for your found word journaling. So I like this, breathe. I'm not sure, I don't know what I want to say there. So I'm just gonna kind of cut a couple things out and we'll see what works. Because I have no idea what I want to put there. I like how it says, please seat yourself and make the most of it. Well, and you are here. So I kind of have that in my head as I'm looking for something to use. And when are these from? This is from 2013. 2019, 2016, so I have obviously been collecting these things for a while. Let's see. But this is also one, if I whenever I take my collage to go just do it, well, I would sit and do it at Whole Foods a lot of times, actually, in their little eating area. Or in my on-the-go travel kit, I would just take one of these magazines and put it in there, and I always was able to find, get on the right path. I like that. We need that for something. That might go in my red moleskin. Okay. But I was always able to find words to use. Calm. I don't think that's what I want. Elevate. Okay, let's see. Elevate. I kind of like that. Elevate, breathe. That's not big enough. Okay, let's do something here. I'm gonna look up the definition for elevate, because I think it's what I want, but sometimes it helps me to read the definition for the word, or to look at synonyms for the word. So elevate. Oh, look, I've got an ad. Okay, elevate. To move or raise to a higher place or position, lift up. To raise to a higher state, rank, or office. To raise to a higher intellectual or spiritual level. To raise the spirits, put in high spirits. Okay, yep, I think that might be it. Heighten, raise, uplift. I like that, because that is, I can relate to that word right now a lot, actually. As far as elevating just myself, and from where I was even just a month ago, I have for sure been elevating, and I am way up in a much better raised place than I have been in a really, really long time. So I need to watch the top of this, because I want to make sure I've got it big enough to cover up all of local. I usually cut close to the top and bottom of the letters, but I need to have some space above for this one. There. I think I like that. I feel like that works. It's not a word that I would normally use, so I think that works. I don't know if I can think of anything that would be different. I'm wondering if I should have almost like a quote there. Or maybe I should put yourself. You are here. Please seat yourself and make the most of it. Elevate yourself. That would be... Okay, I'm going to grab my bucket of words and we'll see what happens here. Just hold on tight. Okay, I am back. It is many hours later from when I started on this. And it's Friday night, and fireworks are starting to go all over off in the neighborhood. It's a little bit after 9 o'clock tonight, and the 4th of July is Sunday, and so people are starting to shoot stuff off. So I shut my windows, and I'm hoping that blocks some of it out, but hopefully it won't get too terribly loud. So things look different now. I started looking for different words to put here. I had clipped out the word elevate. I wasn't sure if I liked that or not, and so I got my little drawers out where I have a lot of words and phrases that are organized, and this is and it's just one of those tool chests that you get from like a hardware store, you know, Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that. Just the drawer units to hold things in garages and whatnot. But I have one of those, and I have it with words and phrases that I've cut out, and then I've kind of tried to sort in certain ways, and this is positive change. And so I pulled these out, and I was looking for something to put here because I thought maybe a sentence would be better, and I kind of ended up pulling out all sorts of things. I just wasn't sure what I wanted. I thought about putting some pieces together to make something, and I think what I finally landed on is I pulled this one, and it says a life in full, and because this right here says you are here, please seat yourself and make the most of it. And then I thought it would be nice to carry on the make a most of it, and do live. I cut out live, a life in full, which I'll probably change to my, to live my life in full. The thing with my is that it's one word that is practically impossible to find, and so I need to get my magazine out, and what I will do is go and look through, and actually I think I kind of found, I have to basically go through and build the word. I find two like here, actually on the front, this will work right here. I find the letters that I need, and I glue them together to make my. It is just one of those that isn't used a lot that I have been able to find, and so I pretty much just make my own. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick, and while I do that, I'll tell you that while I was looking for words and something to put here, I just more and more I looked at what I had done. It just was not, it wasn't working for me, and I wasn't sure why, and and I finally decided that where is the other part of my, there it is, there's my way. I finally decided that the flowers that I had in the corners, I just don't know. So I peeled them off, and these are up because there is adhesive under there still, and so I don't know if I'm going to put anything underneath there, so I just kind of left them peeled up. I have had this sitting that keeps on popping up around, just yesterday, last night, and today. I was over to the side today, and it keeps on catching my eye. So I think what I'm going to do after I make my is I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to place it on here and just see if it works. I don't know if I was trying to use too much yellow and trying to have things just too matchy and it wasn't working for me, or I honestly don't know. But I just was not liking the way that it looked, and so I took it apart. And here's my. So I'm going to cut this out really fast. Let's see, so I'll do that right there. Live my life in full. So that is okay. So now I'll pause you all, and I'm going to cut this out much more carefully. I'm going to keep this text part over here because I'm pretty sure that there might be some parts of it and sentences that I might be able to use just in other things. It's talking about breathing, about taking cleansing breaths and things like that. So it might have some good sentences in it. But for some reason, this is kind of keeps on telling me that that's where it wants to be. So I'm going to cut it out and place it there and see if I like it any better. This side here just might not end up with anything on it at all. I did kind of tear this page up in the corner a little bit whenever I was pulling the flowers out, and that's okay. I don't care. It's fine. It just adds a little bit of distress there. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this out and cut back, and we will see what this looks like, see if it works. I just really have no idea. I'm kind of winging it. I just didn't like the flowers, and I finally figured out that that was what it was that was bothering me about this, so I yanked them off, and we'll just kind of go from here. Okay, so here it is. It's all cut out. And let's see. Well, okay, I have to say I do like it here better, I think. Then the other flowers. Let's see here. Trying to get the bottom of it lined up. I'm not sure why I like it better, but oh, I do. Now I just need to decide if I want to put anything over on this other side. And I'm just not sure. I'm liking this down here though. And I might go ahead and glue this down just because I don't want to accidentally have any of this get lost. Okay. Let's get that glued down. I'm going to glue this down because I don't want anything to blow away. I don't want it to get, if I decide to stop on this for a while again and see where it goes tomorrow, I don't want to accidentally lose these. I haven't 100% committed to this. I think I like it better than I did the having these on there. Actually, maybe just putting that over there. Now that might work over there, since I have the pink to break things up a little bit. Let's get this glued down. But I just wanted to show you all this because some of it is a lot of trial and error. Sometimes things seem like they're gonna work and then I like how it turns out, and it just seems like it's falling into place all super easy, and then I get it on there and placed on there, and then it just does not, for some reason it just doesn't look right to me, and so then it's changing things, and until you get it to be how you want it to be. So ooh, that was a big one. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of fireworks anymore. I used to absolutely love them. In our neighborhood or other neighborhood, there would be so many that would go off for just hours and hours and hours, and it was just constant. And I just got to where I don't handle it very well anymore. So I'm hoping
I don't know if part of that might be why I'm a little bit distracted. I'm not sure, but I do think that I like this much better. Well, I hate to try to move that. I don't know if that's throwing me off either. Okay, let's see what this looks like now. I'm kind of wanting to cover up that bit right there, which I still might be able to do that. If I have that right up on there. I don't mind that it's covering over the E. You would have thought that I had cut this to length, but it fits on here just perfectly, and the leaves just fit on there just exactly where I would maybe want them to be. All right. Yeah, this is just, I think maybe I like that better. I like it better than I do with the other flower on there. I think I'm starting to overthink this way too much, to be quite honest with you. And I don't need to be overthinking whatsoever. So which all of that could be tied into all these fireworks going off right now. Gets a little overwhelming. I don't think that I would like a pink flower there instead, because this is yellow. There's a little bit of yellow there, and then there'd be a little bit here. It's kind of like that, having things in odd number. Actually, maybe just having it poking out a little bit would be what's best. In that case, I might, for sure, line this back up where these were. Or I could put it behind this other one, if I can peel this up. This is a thinner magazine page, this one with the books, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to peel this up. Not without, be really careful. If I'd used a glue stick, I would not be able to peel this up at all, and I'm really living on the edge here trying to peel this up right now with the mono adhesive. There, actually, I think that might be it. I think I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to put a little bit more down now that I've peeled this up and down so many times. Boy, we had to work for this one today. All right. Yeah, I like it better behind both of those layers instead of... And I think I'm just going to go ahead and glue this one down and quit overthinking. I have to be really careful with this because it's pretty delicate. I have a newer glue stick. It has been so long since I've used so many of my supplies that, oh, this one's an older one. Things are drying up. My glue stick, I've got one newer one that isn't as old and dried out. That one is really thick because it's been over a year since I've used it. I think this one's better. Okay, this one's much better. That other one's usable, but I try not to use it now if I'm gluing down anything delicate, because I know that I will accidentally tear something, like I tore that butterfly on the other page. I was using that glue stick, and I just ripped the leaf off of that. Okay, but that was barely hanging on. So let's see. Just want to make sure I get that lined up. Got a wrinkle. I'm going to kind of try to wiggle this over a bit since... Okay, there we go. And this will for sure be one of those times when I use my baby washcloth here to get this spread down nice. And if it has, I mean, I try to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of wrinkles in it. If a wrinkle happens, it does just happen. That's just the way that it can be. But if you're careful and you go slow, you can usually get things down without getting a wrinkle in it. Let's get this little bit of leaf on there. It was barely hanging on as it was, so I'm surprised I was even able to kind of cut it the way that I did. So, there. Okay. Now I need to date this, because that's the big thing that I'm really trying to work on here, is making sure that I date my pages. And I've got just an ink pad and my little date stamp. Today is July... Today's what, July 2nd? Today's the 2nd. Okay. Oh. It is going to be a long night with these fireworks. I'm not sure if you can hear it. July 2nd, 2021. Okay, I just always check it to make sure that I've got it right, because I don't want to accidentally stamp the wrong thing on here. I'm just going to do it right here. There we go. I'm going to do this side too, just because. There. Okay, I think this one is done. I am going to now, well, I kind of started in between this and just other things. I started working a little bit more in this one. I pulled out some of my ancient right brain planner pages from 2017. I am gonna see if I can start doing, well, I'm gonna try to start working in this one again, and this is one that I started a while ago, but I use a lot of Star Gardener's right brain planner pages in here, and I had this image, and it's a kind of an image that I would always put, that I'd use in this journal. And so I kind of, while this one was simmering in the background, I wanted something to work on, and I saw this, so I thought it might be fun to move to work on a page in that. So this here, that I've got going on is actually the July. It says July. It's not dated, which is great because even though this is from 2017, I can now easily use it. So I'm kind of just doing something like this probably, and that'll tip out. We'll go from there. So I've got stuff all over my desk right now. It is a huge mess. A good mess, a good happy mess, but several different things going on. I also started, I wanted to get this done because I pulled out several magazine images earlier. I did take the time to put some of my images in file folders. I've got people, I've got text, yellow, orange, green, blue, red. This is red, pink, purple, neutrals, indoors, outdoors, and things. So I'm hoping that that will help me as far as kind of being able to find stuff quicker that I can use in this. But while I was doing that and going through those to sort them into colors, a lot of these images with the bigger flowers were really, really sticking out to me. And so I went ahead and pulled a lot of them out. And I think I'm going to now just sit with my book. It's another reason why I wanted to get this done, because I couldn't shut this while I had these pieces peeled up. So I got this finished, and now I think the rest of the night I'm just going to go through some of these. I might go ahead and just, for something relaxing and calming to do, kind of go ahead and cut some of the extra parts around off of these. A lot of these are from Life Beautiful magazine. A lot of these are actually either the front cover or the back cover. They were always really, really pretty. Always had just these beautiful floral images, and that's what a lot of these are, is from Life Beautiful. So I'm just kind of, that's just kind of, for some reason, what I feel a little bit called to work on right now. I think that'll be good. A good thing for me to do tonight. It is Friday night, and just something quiet that I can sit and do. Honestly, I'm going to put in my AirPods with the noise canceling and put some calming music on and do this, and hopefully it'll help me black out all the noise and racket that's going on in the background right now, because it is starting to make me pretty anxious, actually. Yeah. Oh, and this is actually a picture that I took from at the Botanical Gardens. I had that blown up. I did have that framed. So this is from Daphne's Diary. So yeah, I think that is what I'm going to work on. Just something nice and quiet, and yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I've been doing. What else did I do today? I did do my little daily pages in my login jotter. I have a couple of images that I found while looking for ones today that I tucked in the back. Obviously I'll use that for on Sunday for 4th of July. And I was gonna put this one in today, and it was really kind of, the floral part of it was really dull, and I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to work on or what I wanted to use. So I got my watercolor markers and I colored in the flowers more, and I went around some of the bucket too and just made it a little bit brighter so it stood out more. So I don't know if I'll use that tomorrow, but these are the ones that I did today. I did this one first. These are actually the wrapper packaging to two different, one's a paper packaging and one's kind of plasticky. It's from the incense sticks that I get. I have them over in the basket that I have over here on the side that's just full of just stuff that I've been collecting to use in my junk journal, and I kept on looking over trying to decide what to use this morning, and these pieces of white paper with the red kept on jumping out, and so I was like, okay, fine. And so I grabbed those, and I grabbed this, which is the it's just from an envelope that you peel off, a self-adhesive envelope from an order that I did. I peeled that off the bubble package, and so I just grabbed these, stacked them together, put them together with some of the glue dots, because it's kind of, this one is, I didn't know how well it would stick on my page. Added a sticker and words, and that was it. And so then just to do the other side, I had this kind of sitting out, just since I have so many images all over my area right now trying to sort things out. This one stood out because of the red and white awning. I thought that went well with that, so I just stuck that on there and put some words on it, and those were the 2 pages that I did today. So that's the 2 days before. So yeah, I've actually been doing good with doing a page or 2 pages a day in this. So all right, well, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. I should try to zoom out. I don't know if it'd be possible. Yeah, you can't see all my mess, but there's stuff over here, and there's stuff over here, and there's stuff up here, and there's stuff behind me, and there's stuff on my bed, and it's a good problem to have, I guess. So I'm gonna go play with this and plug myself in, and I hope you all are great. I hope you enjoyed this, and that you know, you saw how yeah, how I just kind of have to, sometimes my original plan doesn't always work out the way that I thought, and I just kind of had to set it to the side a bit and come back to it. And I feel like I'm much happier with the way that it looks now than the way that it did before. So I think next time, maybe tomorrow, I will play around with this one, because I really like all the circles and the curves of this, and I feel like this one kind of fits together really well. I don't know if I'll keep this image on there, but for sure I think I want something black and white, a black and white image. So I might kind of look through my stack of people images a little bit later and see if I can find something. So alrighty, take care everybody. Thank you again for all your support, for all your kind words, and I'm really happy that you're enjoying watching me work in this and just the other things that I've been doing. I will have the video for the mixed media ATC cards up in a couple of days. I still haven't started editing that one. It's long, and I need quiet. I need quiet to work on that. So take care everybody. I love you all, and I will be seeing you again really soon. Bye-bye.